How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the Lair. And today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the upcoming set Zendikar Rising. I just finished watching the debut on the Twitch channel, and I have some things that I'm very excited about, and some things that I'm kind of skeptical about. But we'll go ahead and get into that. Let's talk about the story itself. One of my disappointments of the set. So we're coming back to Zendikar after the Eldrazi have been vanquished, and I have to say, when I first heard that they were coming back to Zendikar last year, when they teased that was going to happen, my mind immediately went back to, oh my god, the Eldrazi, they have to come back, because they're one of my favorite. I know they're overpowered and ridiculous, and half the cards are banned in most formats, but that was kind of one of my biggest disappointments, the Eldrazi not coming back. But as far as that, so we come back to Zendikar now, and the realm and the plane is kind of mending itself. The Royal is still there, which is this elemental presence, I guess, if you will, or entity that can summon the elements on Zendikar, kind of to defend itself. And then we have Nahiri, searching for whatever appears in the trailer, that purple dodecahedral shaped thing that can apparently control the Royal, which is kind of interesting. Then we have Nissa, really digging that Nissa Planeswalker card. And then, of course, Jace, Nissa and Jace, of course, coming back from the Gatewatch so many years ago. But so as far as the story, it's exciting to go back to Zendikar. The artwork is absolutely stunning and amazing, like always. But that was a big disappointment for me. No Eldrazi, no hint at their return, or I don't know. So that's my first thing. So that's talking about the story. So let's talk about some of the returning mechanics, and then some new things that they're adding. So Kicker is back. Kicker, for those of you who don't know, as you're casting a spell, you can either cast it for its casting cost, or you can cast it for its kicker cost, which is usually quite a bit more, and you'll get an added effect or bonus. I've never, even when Kicker was around, last time around, I've never been a big fan of Kicker. I might change my mind now that I'm a little bit more competitive than I used to be. But yeah, this is not one to me that's just I'm so super excited about. But I feel like it could work in some cards or in some situations, definitely. Having the versatility where you can cast a spell if you absolutely need to right away, or if it's in your hand and you can maybe use it for something better or a better outcome. That kind of widens the possibilities. So Kicker's back. Landfall. Now, Landfall, this is one mechanic that I've always been impressed with, and I've always enjoyed playing with, because obviously one of the core aspects is every turn a land is coming into play, hopefully, if it's in your hand, but you have the possibility of playing a land every single turn. It can't be countered, it can't be negated, it can't be changed. That's just one of the fundamental core aspects of the game. So Landfall, to me, is a much more exciting, and it's a much more, what's the word? Yeah, it's just a lot more interactive, and you feel the effects more, especially on powerful cards. So I'm very excited for Landfall to be back. Now let's get into some of the newer stuff. This party mechanic, I don't know. I feel like this might be them trying to sell you more product or more cards, like having needing to build a specific, not only colors now, but now we have to worry about types of creatures. Seems like a bit much. I feel like Magic's already complicated enough. I feel like we need to find out other ways to make it different, but without adding more complexity. That's just my opinion, of course. But there did seem to be some very cool party cards out there where if you assemble the certain archetype of creatures and then you play another creature, you either get another added benefit or an additional bonus, like on an enter the battlefield trigger. So yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical about that. I'm going to go ahead and get into it and see what happens, of course. But now let's talk about the module cards, or i.e. the pathway cards, pathway lands. I am extremely excited about this. These pathway lands look like, I mean, unfortunately, you're going to have to collect these cards. But once you do, I feel like the possibilities are really endless. And then so we can choose to play either, like, for instance, a mountain or a swamp. And there's no negative side to playing this card. It doesn't come into play tapped, and we can make the decision before we need the mana. So I mean, imagine running 4 of each of those. You could run, essentially, you could almost run 4 colors. Combine that with the triomes from Ikoria. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be able to let us brewers and our really come up with some really wacky stuff, because we're going to have a consistent mana base that we didn't have before. So maybe, going back to the whole party mechanic, maybe that might work. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely excited for these module cards, these flip cards. They call them the pathway lands. The last thing I want to talk about, obviously, is some of the cards that have been spoiled so far that I really like. We have the Volokot Stoneforge. That's one of those module cards where it flips. So it starts off as a mountain. It comes into play tapped, and then you can tap it for red mana. And then later on in the game, you can flip it, I believe, sacrifice it, and it's I think it's an instant or sorcery that allows you to draw cards. Amazing. I mean, if I'm going to have a drawback at the beginning of the game, me being able to pay and get rid of that, especially, toward mid to late game where you're flooded and you have absolutely nothing to do, and then you're drawing lands, what better way to do but just to, keep it interesting. It gives even more depth. Once again, that's a way I feel like they've added depth, but without adding difficulty or clutterness to it, if that makes sense. Once again, just my opinion. Lotus Cobra, another reprint. Very excited for this. I'm a creature player. I enjoy creature-based decks, so I'm definitely going to be having some fun with this card. I can already see it. But yeah, really dig the new artwork as well. So another card that I'm very excited about. Also, of course, our boy Omnath, Locus of Creation. Now he picks up the 4th color with this set, with the white mana, and like I said, with these new pathway lands, I'm very excited. I could see myself making an Omnath deck with some Titans in it, and some landfall mechanics combined with that Omnath card. I think it's gonna be pretty spicy. So very excited for that. And before 4 colors seems kind of ridiculous, especially to run multiple copies. But now with these new lands, I don't know. I could be wrong once I get my hands on them, but we will see. And then finally, I mentioned it pretty much this whole time. One of the most things I'm excited for is these pathway lands. As Magic evolves, it seems that they are adding more complexity and more color and more variety, and you're getting these 5-6 color lands. 5 color cards. That are rainbow and have such difficult casting costs, like the ultimatums, like the triple color. It can be tough, especially in a best of 1 environment. But I think with these new pathway lands, it's going to be able to refresh and get some interesting things happening in the meta, especially in the new standard. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today on this particular episode. Like I said, just doing something different, talking about the upcoming ZENDIKAR Rising set and how I feel about it, my reaction to it. I'll leave you guys by saying thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It's free to you, helps us out so much. Drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. If you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. And lastly, one thing I'd like to mention for all my new followers or subscribers on either YouTube or Twitch, just message me or reach out to me in some way on either platform. And once I verify the subscription or the follow, I can respond with an in-game code that you can use in Arena to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.